Hey Utah fans, college football fans, welcome San Diego State fans, and anybody else who happened to stumble on the video. I appreciate you watching. We've got a game, Utah that is, has a game coming up against San Diego State this Saturday. I believe it's 8 o'clock Mountain Time, and should be a fun one. We're going to talk about it right after this.
For a first down.
Nice. That's the shot I'm talking about.
There it is. Over the middle. It's caught. Touchdown. Devon Valet.
That's beautiful, man.
I get Carlson a touch on the block. Carlson from deep, and we're tied.
A win. This is a victory lap of sorts for the super senior.
Ginormous double out.
Alrighty. Let's get into it. So this Saturday night is revenge time. So last year, when we played San Diego State down at San Diego State, Charlie Brewer was still the starting quarterback. It was his third game. He was failing miserably. I mean, he hadn't played well in the previous two games. The offense was very stagnant, didn't look confident or creative or anything. And about somewhere in the third quarter, I think it was, halfway through the third quarter, give or take, the coaches finally made the decision. I was a Cam Rising guy all the way. I thought he should have started without question. But finally, a little over 2.5 games into the season, they said, okay, Brewer, you're done. We're going to bring in Rising and see what he can do. We were down, 18 points or something like that. I can't remember. But we were down significantly. We came back in just a little over a quarter. I think it was a quarter and 5.5 minutes or something. And we tied it up, sent it into overtime, lost in triple overtime. Kind of a heartbreaker, but it was kind of a sign of things to come. That little quarter and a half or so where we got to see what Cam was capable of really kind of, I think, buoyed everybody's spirits, both the teams as well as the fans. And it was basically one heck of a memorable season after that. We had, of course, a tough loss to Oregon State where we didn't play all that well, especially our special teams and our defense. And then, so other than the Oregon State game, it was a wonderful season with Cam at the helm and spreading the ball around, running himself, handing the ball off to a bunch of great backs, but also throwing the ball around very competently and having a great, well-rounded attack. And of course, as you know, we beat the living tar out of Oregon twice. And then, of course, we went to the Rose Bowl and lost a close one, but played a great game. It was exciting to watch. And now here we are, 1-1 after a loss in the swamp and doing what we should have done yesterday to Southern Utah University. And here we are in the third game of the season again, getting ready to take on San Diego State and get some revenge. Now, my thought is that, really once Cam got in, we kind of dominated San Diego State. Our defense stepped up, partly because they got a little rest because our offense was moving the ball. And we outscored them quite a bit in that last 20 minutes or so of the game. And they aren't looking very good this year, at least from what I can tell by the first two games. Now, maybe there was a hiccup or something, but they lost at home to Arizona, who was, if not dead last, second to last. I think Stanford just barely beat them out last year. But so Arizona beat them 38-20. That's a pretty handy victory, especially at San Diego State. So that right there tells me they're probably not all that good, because Arizona, unless they're going to surprise a lot of people, Arizona's picked to be like 3-9 and 10th or 11th, maybe 10th or something in the Pac-12. So I wasn't impressed with San Diego State right there. And then they played Idaho State yesterday, also not a very good team at all, and they won 38-7. So they won handily. But their quarterback Burmeister, he had a QBR of 27 point whatever it was, so not a very good rating. He was 15 for 26 with 108 yards. And their rushing attack looked pretty good, though. They are definitely, at least based on yesterday's game, definitely, I shouldn't say yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. On Saturday's game, they got 380 yards on the ground. Now, it is Idaho State, so, and if you can't pass very well, then you better hope you can run, and they did. So the thing I like about that, though, is that if they're a good running team, it might be a good test to see where our D-line is and our linebackers are. Now, I know that Mahmoud Diabate is questionable. Witt said in his interview today that he came out, I think he couldn't remember, but he thought it was somewhere in the second quarter and couldn't go back into the game. So who knows how long he'll be out for. Hopefully not very long. He didn't act like it would be very long. But, that gives the young linebackers a chance to, hopefully step up and see what they can do, and hopefully they impress. Lander Barton had a pretty good game last week, but again, that was I'd say 2 days ago. But again, that was against SUU. But Witt did say that there was a big increase in how fundamentally sound they played. Part of that, though, I still think is, the talent level. But Karene Reed's been playing a bunch, and he got a lot of experience last year. Hayden Fury came in, played a bunch in the second half. I didn't see him play in the first half, but he made some really good plays. A couple of them, I think, back to back. One time I saw him lining up, and he was eyeing the play, and he just shot the gap. And I think it was a handoff, and he just got the running back 3 yards in the backfield. It was great. So, I like the way Hayden played that play, and hoping he can do that against some better competition. I'd also really like to see, and now his name escapes me, the other freshman linebacker out of Texas. I think he's out of Texas. But wherever he's from, he's like 6 feet, 220 pounds or so, and he looks like he's going to be good. He's on the 2 deep, so he might get some run this week if Mohamed Diabate isn't able to play. Now, that said, 380 yards, let's see how we do. Hopefully it is a little bit of a test, and hopefully we answer the call on that. And hopefully we hold them to, it'd be nice to say 100 or less. Maybe that's not realistic. I don't know, because I really don't know how much our defense has improved. I really don't know how good San Diego State's rushing offense is, because, like we played SUU, they played Idaho State, which isn't much better than SUU, I don't think. So should be interesting. I think that San Diego State does have some athletes, but I think, it'd be nice to keep that passing game open and going. I'd like to see what we do relative to our offense. And I think that we might see a little bit of passing, because if you look at the Arizona State game against San Diego State, or not Arizona State, but Arizona, the Wildcats, not the Sun Devils, Arizona was very successful in the throw game, as Witt would like to say. So with that, a question was asked of Witt in the press conference today. Would he try to exploit their passing defense since they didn't do very well against Arizona? And Witt said, yeah, absolutely. that's something we want to do. We want to test that to see if they're still weak in that area, or if maybe they've shored it up a little bit. So I look to see, and he also talked about the wide receivers. He was asked about them, and he said, if they want more playing time, they've got to get open and they've got to demand the ball, and you demand the ball by getting open. So hopefully, he talked specifically about Money Parks and how he had 3 good catches. He said Devon is still kind of trying to get on track. And there's some other receivers in there that hopefully can start showing up and showing out. And I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing a nice dose of Money and Devon and maybe a couple of other receivers in the mix here and there. And they used Jalen Dixon nicely last week. I don't think they threw to him at all. Maybe one little short throw. But he did get kind of a nice little shovel pass almost from Cam, which is technically a throw, where he got probably 12, 13 yards on that play. So they're using Jalen Dixon a little bit creatively. I don't know that they fully trust his hands yet, because he's been known to drop some balls, and hopefully he can make some plays for us. He seems like a good kid, and this is his last year, so it'd be nice for him to finish out on a strong note. And of course they're going to have a heavy dose of their great tight ends, and who knows, maybe Thomas Yasmin will start being targeted a little bit more with the way he played on Saturday. But of course Keithy and Kincaid are both incredible tight ends, and so I look for them to have a big game. I look for our running backs to have a good game. And I really hope that Glover gets to get in there and get some real meaningful reps and kind of continue to prove that he deserves that playing time. I really like him, and I think that he's got a skill set that's a little different from Tavion and Chris Curry. And I think Mackay is also a very well-rounded back who can do a lot of things, and I think we'll see some nice stuff from him as well. Hopefully, I'd like to see him a little more involved in the passing game as well, because I think he can do some things, be kind of a hybrid receiver / running back. And so that, I don't know if it'll happen this Saturday, but we'll see. And that's Saturday at 8 o'clock at Rice-Eccles Stadium. I am going to go on record as saying I think that the Utes are going to have a fairly comfortable win. I think they're going to score at least 38 points, which I'm going to call that the Oregon score because we did it to them twice. So when I say it's the Oregon score going forward throughout this season, it's 38 points. And if you forget that, just come back and watch this video. But I think it'll at least be 38, maybe 45. I'm thinking there's going to be a field goal in there, so I want to leave that in there. So we'll say, Arizona scored 38. And if they scored 38, I don't think their offense is better than ours. I think we're better than them in every phase of the game. So I'm going to say at least 45. It'd be awesome if we got up in the 50s against San Diego State. I don't know how good San Diego State is really, because they gave up 38 to Arizona, and Arizona's not supposed to be that good. So I'm going to say we score at least 45, and I'm going to say we hold, again, Arizona held them to 20 at their place. So, if our defense can't be worse than Arizona, it has to be. Hopefully it's improved, and it'll show a bunch of improvement. So I'm going to say we hold them to 17 points, maybe 14. The fewer the better, so I'm really hoping for 7 or nothing. But I'm going to say we have a very, very comfortable win, and we win 45-14. So that's my prediction. Tell me what yours is. And by the way, please like this video and subscribe. I'd love to, got another subscriber, so I'm up to 183. I'm only 17 away from 200. So please hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And again, comments down below, please. Tell me who you think might stand out for Utah, and tell me if you think they're going to be a little more pass heavy this time than normal. Although, define that for me. Does that mean throwing it more than 50% of the time? Does that mean more than 50% of the yardage coming from pass plays? Tell me what your idea of more pass heavy is. Also, make sure you put your score in the bottom. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a little contest. The person who gets the closest to the correct score wins a $5 gift card to like McDonald's or Beans and Brews or something like that. So, or Einstein Bagels or whatever. So I know $5 isn't a lot, but I don't make anything off this channel. So there you go. So leave that all below, and I'll be back probably next Sunday or Monday with the winner. And we'll go from there and look forward to the next game after that. But for now, all I've got to say is go Utes.